In today's video, I will be showing you how to manifest your dreams step by step, and I will be providing you with some tangible examples. So, oftentimes we hear about the word manifesting and um, affirmations and things of that nature. And oftentimes, it may feel so simple to just brush off such a term and call it nonsense or things of that nature. However, I want to let you know firsthand that this is something that actually works profoundly when you take the time to implement it step by step in your life. Affirmation is not the absence of action, it is the act of rehearsing in your mind deeply what you want and feeling those emotions as if they are already present in front of you, and taking the time to do work with the belief that whatever effort you put in, you are either going to obtain that result or something better. Now, oftentimes, right, a lot of people may feel discouraged when it comes to applying for something that's extremely big. It could be a dream apartment, it could be an application when it comes to attending university, it could be when it comes to taking a specific exam and wanting a specific score that is, super competitive. There are a wide array of things in life that people may go after in regards to their specific goals. Just to continue the example, it could be a dream salary, it could be a dream job, it could be having the opportunity to move from one state or from one country or one continent to another, and not knowing exactly how you're going to get there, but just having this dream, this inclination, this feeling that you belong there. And I'm going to show you step by step as to how you could go about that process. Number one, take the time to vividly imagine what it would feel like being in the place that you desire to be in right now, or you having a specific outcome that you want to see come true. How would you feel? Imagine those feelings of excitement, being positive, things of that nature. And take the time to feel that accordingly and visualize, right? Take the time to create a vision board. Write down on a whiteboard, what do you want to see manifest? You could take the time to print out pictures and cut them out and put it on your bedroom wall, or take posted sticky notes and write down your dreams and put it on a private bathroom mirror, or even, you know, change your wallpaper on your phone so you're reminded of where you want to be in the future and you move forward towards that destination. All of those things can help tremendously. And these are all positive steps in making your dreams a reality. The next thing is this: take the time to write down out loud what you want and say it in the present tense as if you already have it and as if it is approaching you. So I love to use the two words that I feel are one of the most powerful in the entire universe, which is I am. So you could repeat, what you want after after those two words and say them with conviction. Write them out on a piece of paper, read them out loud, and say it to yourself, especially right before you go to bed and as soon as you wake up, so that way it is in your subconscious mind. So you could say something along the lines of, I am buying a beautiful home in Chicago, for example. Or you could say, I am purchasing my you know, dream. Let's say if you're interested in buying a helicopter, you could say, I am purchasing a helicopter. Um, and be specific with your goals. You could also say if want something that is much more present and relevant to you, you could say, "Oh, I am getting this specific grade on my SATs that I'm taking in October 2025." So that way you are really able to visualize that and see that in person, right? So not only are you visualizing it, but rather you're reading it in person, you're seeing it with your own two eyes, and you're speaking that out loud into existence, and you're also rehearsing that in your mind. The next thing, which is the most important thing, is to take action. Take meaningful action. Take the time to be thorough with the actions you take. Take a look at resources. Talk to other people that have taken the time to make the dream that you aspire to have come true already. So you're able to learn from them, right? Seek out mentorship, seek out coaching. That makes things a lot easier because number one, it showcases to yourself and to the universe that you're very serious about obtaining the thing that you want to obtain. And also, when you learn from others, you're able to take on their tips, their wisdom, and also learn about things that you should avoid. So that way you get to that destination even quicker. And finally, I would say have faith. Now, this is one of the most difficult parts to manifesting. And it is something that we all from time to time can catch ourselves in the bad habit of, where, we've taken the time to visualize, we've taken the time to take action, we've done all the right things, but we're just anxiously waiting. We're trying to dwell upon our goals all the time, almost as if we're like trying to control it. And that's not the way things work when it comes to manifesting. Everything has its own season, everything has its own time period. For example, if you are, wanting to plant, let's say a random bean, right? And you want to see it grow into a plant. If you take the time to take care of the seed, put it in soil, water it, things of that nature, you can't dig it up 24 hours later and ask yourself, okay, why in the world is this seed not a plant yet? Why didn't it grow? Everything takes its time. Everything happens in its own time period. And oftentimes, that patience is teaching us resilience. It's teaching us how to be stronger. It's teaching us to let go and believe that the highest possible outcome is coming. And that's where faith comes in. And it could be incredibly hard because, depending on the goal you want, sometimes it could take one day, 1 week, 1 month, 1 year, maybe even sometimes 1 decade. But you need to trust that when you put in the work consistently and you are visualizing your best future, that the best will come. And it's only a matter of time. So I will leave off with providing a tangible example. So back in 2019, I was a college student and I was applying for a very competitive rotational program um, called the Business Career Foundation Program. And I was very, very inspired by students who had the opportunity to do this program. But I knew from a GPA standpoint, I didn't qualify because they were asking for a minimum of a 3.5 GPA, and I only had a 3.1 at the time. But I decided to focus on all the things that I could control. And the things that I could control was the quality of work that I did during my internships, how I networked, how I showed up, and the attitude that I had. And every single night, I would write down affirmations and I would say, I am getting into the BCFP by August or September of 2019, and I will be receiving this salary. And I'm so happy and grateful. And I would take the time to feel those emotions vividly. And during that summer, it was an incredibly rough summer for me, just because I was just going through the ups and downs of life. Um, and there were specific challenges, but I decided to remain as optimistic as possible. And I knew that there were going to be challenges along the way, but if I remained consistent and if I remained positive and persistent and passionate, I knew my dreams would come true. So I took the time to take action as if my dream was going to come true. I had this belief in myself. I didn't automatically disregard, myself just because I didn't have like the highest GPA or because, I wasn't the smartest in the room. No, I decided to show up. I decided to network with people during my internship, during my full time internship. I networked with 25 to 35 people within the span of 3.5 weeks. And I took the time to put myself out there to showcase who I am as an individual, to showcase my passion for aviation because the rotational program that I wanted to get into was aviation related. And without fail, I just put in the legwork and I took the time to prepare as much as I could. I learned as much as I could about the program managers that were involved, about what it is I would be doing. And I would just take the time to visualize whenever I would drive, whenever I would, get ready to go to bed, as mentioned, I would write down affirmations. These were the things that were in my mind. And I knew that I could make that happen. And, you know, during that time frame, of like really putting my head down from June to August of 2019 during my internship, and me affirming those things, I ended up going through a very, very, very selective interview process that had more than one round. And I was fortunate enough to get in. And I received that positive news in September of 2019, and I felt so excited, happy, relieved, and I just felt really, really, really amazing to see that dreams can come true once you believe. And in 2019 as well, I was also able to, get into Forbes Under 30 as a college scholar. And I also had the opportunity to do a dream program at Harvard Business School. And oftentimes, a lot of people may think, oh, there is maybe a lot of luck that comes into it, or that maybe I knew someone. But the truth is that none of those things were the case. I created my own luck through affirmations, through belief, through visualization, through writing it down. And those things are something that could change the trajectory of your life in the most amazing way. So I want to leave you with those thoughts. Please feel free to let me know in the comments how you've personally manifested and what are some goals that you've had the opportunity to work on in the past that you've seen come to fruition. I'm excited to see and read all the comments. And until next time, I will catch you later. Take care.